Started. Okay. Welcome to another AfrOtaku interview. I am one of your hosts, MGG, and I'm joined here by my co-host.
What's going on? It's Jugga.
And today we have another special guest on the podcast. She actually came to our first panel ever that we hosted at BlurCon. Um, She was really cool, dressed as Jiraiya, which I thought was interesting.
That's
And we
what's
had some light conversation about anime and stuff. And I don't know if our panel offended her or not. I hope it didn't.
It didn't.
But
It was hilarious.
uh, yeah, I just really wanted to have her on the podcast. She's a cosplayer. You may know her. Vanta BlackCosplay is on. Thanks for coming on.
What up? What up? Thanks, guys. This is great. I love doing podcasts and I love talking smack about anime. So this is a perfect opportunity.
So tell the people a little bit more about what you do and who you are, because I know my introduction wasn't the best.
No, it's great. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I started cosplaying a couple of years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. A friend in college mentioned it to me, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to New York Comic Con this year." And I said, "Oh, cool! I've always wanted to go." So she suggested that I go with her. But at first, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know how to make anything. I don't know how to do anything." She's like, "No, it's fine." And then she showed me. This was when Tumblr was hot and popping. She showed me the Cosplaying While Black Tumblr page. And I just like would scroll through it for hours and hours. I'm like, okay, this is it. I got to do this. So it's really cool to see that. And here we are. I have now hosted 3 or 4 times. I have taught myself how to sew a la YouTube EDU. Well, my friends, we say YouTube EDU because we all owe our degrees and various learning skills from YouTube.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I learned a lot about editing and stuff via YouTube, so I'm definitely down for the YouTube degrees.
YouTube degrees all the way, and it's a great hobby because I've always been the artsy kid. I was always into arts and crafts and painting, and so now this kind of involves all of my skills. It involves learning how to, I taught myself, like I said, I taught myself how to sew. It involves sewing, it involves craft making, it involves like makeup, and there's so many different assets to it and facets to it. And I never thought, I'd do this much or get this far. I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun. Let's see what happens. And now I'm doing all this cool stuff. So it's been pretty great.
nice.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, you kind of answered some of the earlier questions about like how you got into cosplay. But what do you like most about it right now? Is it like the journey of creating that costume, or is it showing it off? What's your favorite part?
I think the journey of creating it.
Okay.
There's a moment when first you go through there's different stages. There's procrastinate. Oh, this is cool. All right, I like this. Let me do my research. Let me procrastinate. Okay, the con's in a month. Let me start this. And then you're working on it, and it's not gonna come out good. I should have started this a month sooner. Why did I choose this? Why do I have sawdust everywhere?
Yeah.
I think I got my fingers together, and then
Oh wow.
there's like a moment. It's like a fleeting moment, and you're like, oh, that's it. It looks good now. All right, I'm getting there. And then from there, it goes so smoothly after that. You start out with so many doubts and questions, and can I do this? Am I actually going to do this? Do I know what I'm doing? Am I sure I'm doing this right? That's not right. That seam is all crooked. Oh, that's ugly. Okay, let's keep going. You get to your point where you feel that excitement. For Katsucon, I was working on Articuno, and I kind of made it like kind of carnival style because I'm from the West Indies. So I wanted to put in like, my aspect into it. So then as I was making the feathers and the headdress and everything, I'm like, oh yeah, I tweaked it, then I freaked it. All right.
This commentary, I need this. I need more of this in my life.
It's great.
I was laughing because I'm like, yes, that's that moment I love. I love when I make it into my own, when I make it like a little bit different, or I add like a little Vanta flair to it.
Okay.
When I made Darla Dudley from Shazam, I'm like, man, I'm a runner, and you know, runners always got the little symbol of the sandal with wings. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'm gonna put wings on my sneakers. Okay, wait, maybe I should use my track sneakers. Okay, wait, I'm gonna get some light up sneakers and paint them gold. Boom. Like there's layers of like adding your own personality and adding like some cool stuff and cool elements to your cosplay so that it becomes your own, and those pieces, when you add a little bit of yourself in it, become your favorite pieces, because by far they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have like that kind of mindset even before you choose the character to cosplay? So like, do you have like, have you noticed that you lean towards a certain genre of character as far as like what you choose to cosplay as? Like you think of, oh man, I see me in this character, let me cosplay. Or do you just like pick one and just be like, all right, you know what? Let me experiment and try and make this cosplay more me. Like what's kind of your process as far as thinking about what to do?
It's usually so it's a mixture of both, but more on this, maybe like 75%. I like this character and I have a trope, and then 25% let me add a little bit of me to it. So I usually go for strong characters, like strong female characters, because I've been surrounded by strong women my whole life.
Sure.
And I will like that's one thing about West Indian women. We're not pushovers. We don't take anything. So
True.
yeah, we don't deal with the BS. So I've always loved strong women characters. You know, Toph from Avatar.
Oh yeah.
Oh yo.
Riza.
Don't start. Don't start. She's too good. She's too good.
My friends call me Toph because I'm short and a little angry. they're like, you're short, you're angry, but you don't put up with anybody's, bullshit, and you really are a strong person. And I'm like, thank you, that's great. I love Toph. But yeah, Riza Hawkeye, always got everybody's back. She's brilliant, she's smart, she's strong-minded. Yeah. Urza Scarlet.
I got some complaints.
Oh,
I know. People have issues with Urza, but I enjoy what she represents.
Yeah, I feel you.
Strength, that woman power, that I can do anything you can, and maybe 20 times better. Like, yeah. That's what I like.
See, I think the sad thing about Urza is just that, like, in the beginning of Fairy Tail, she had that. And like she was like her own unique character that you fucked with, especially like being a male, like watching her, you were just like, when she came on the screen, you were just like, okay, she like can run the ones when anybody else just like Natsu and the rest can. But it just like when Fairy Tail started to go down, unfortunately she had to like go with it. Like that's the shitty part. Is like, oh, she was, if Fairy Tail just stayed great, then she would be iconic, but it's just like, no, you guys dragged it down. They had so many strong women characters there, because Lisana was another one, and what's the sister's name? Mara Jane was amazing.
Mara Jane's like soft and innocent and sweet, and then she gets her demon form, and you're like, wait, what? Turn up.
Exactly.
As it's funny because as a Fairy Tail, like I consider myself a Fairy Tail stan. Like I watched My Good Fair. I have a Fairy Tail keychain and the necklace.
Oh,
But I will admit, I haven't watched the series in its entirety because I know how bad it gets.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like,
you gotta do.
No, I can't do it. I can't watch anymore because I know it's gonna be bad.
True. Yeah. I mean, you only really watch FT these days for the hands. I mean, other than that, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, man. It's sad. I think it's just one of those things that it's unfortunate, because I think like one of the other big mistakes with it was just it just didn't grow with the audience.
Yeah.
Like we all got older and it was on for such a long time, but it didn't grow the same way. So it was just like, oh, this is like maybe would still be interesting if I was the same age when I started reading it or watching it. But I'm older now.
I'm older now. It gets tiring. Yep. Yeah. I feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that, I know we kind of deviated a bit, but were there any like cosplayers that like inspired you or that you kind of like, I don't know, I guess look up to? I don't know how it works in the cosplay community as much when it comes to like other cosplayers. It seems to be very like solo creative, but I don't know. There might be people out there that you go, yeah, I want to be like that person. So
Definitely. Like I said, I started going through, cosplayers of color. Is it? I don't remember the Tumblr tag, but Maki Roll was the first cosplayer who was like my build, close to my complexion, and would make these amazing builds. And so I've always I loved her work. I've seen her work for years. I'm like, this woman's amazing. She's incredible. She's cool. She's smart. She's funny. So then last year at BlurredCon, when I met you guys, I met her.
Oh wow!
Wow!
And I cried. I like teared up, and I'm like, I'm not crying because I've spoken to her before, but meeting your hero in real life is different.
Right.
100%.
So, but now like we talk all the time.
That means it went well.
Yeah, she's so cool, and she's cool. She's funny. I could, tell her something crazy, or we were tweeting back and forth the other day and like making West Indian jokes, and she's like, "I know exactly what you said. I could hear your accent coming out." She was cracking up, and so I loved how down to earth she is, because in this community there are quite a few people who, I don't know, I forget what.
Speak on it.
I don't remember what the word is. How Americans say it. I guess stuck up, but.
What would you say? What's the West Indian term for it? I guess.
Stush. They're real stush.
Stush.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gathering my West. We don't have our West Indian brethren on here today. We have a guy from the Bahamas on our podcast. Yeah. So it would have been great to have him on. I should have thought about that more, but oh well.
There are a lot of cosplayers who, if you're under this amount of followers, I can't talk to you because I'm so much better than you. I'm like, you poop the same as I do, so I don't see why you want to act that way. But weird flex, but okay.
Right. I don't get that either, to be honest. Like as a newer content creator, I guess it's just a part of the game. Eventually we'll get to the point that they're at. Like I understand half of it, which is like, okay, maybe there's so many DMs in your thing that you don't want to respond. But we're all doing this because one, we like anime, but two, I think like at least from my end, and you can tell me if it's similar for you, like a lot of these things are what make cons more fun. So like I would always go to cons and like feel like the panels were kind of boring, or I didn't feel like I was like really meeting any people outside of like maybe the people I went to cons with. But once I started hosting cons or like even trying to cosplay, like you start to make connections or talk to other people because like they either like it's like an icebreaker. Like when you're wearing that thing, someone comes up and goes, "Hey, I want to take a picture." Then you might start a convo, or they come to your panel and then they start debating you about a bunch of stuff. Like we've met so many new people just from hosting stuff, and that's what I wanted out of it. I want to grow, not just grow the audience from the business aspect, but like also have people to talk to, have people I can flame, have people that think fairy tale is great or don't think fairy tale is great, so I can see those other perspectives. Like I like that conversation.
Right. It's all about just strengthening and expanding the community in itself. Like, I mean, that's what we're all here for. I mean, we're all here just to pretty much like talk about and enjoy and communicate how we feel about, anime and manga, long story short. So for people to not have just the basic decency of respect just for another human being, like actually is in the community you in, it's kind of bogus to me. But
it's weird. Or some people who just start out, and that's why I always tell people like Maki is my favorite, because I messaged her and I'm like, I'm just starting out as cosplay. Like, what do I do when someone's racist? What do I do about fabric? What do I do? She's like, just try everything. Use YouTube, learn as much as you can, and have fun. And she was exactly right. And but she took the time to talk to me and be nice to me.
Yep.
And I try to do the same to people. People will come up and they're like, Vanta, how do you do this? And I'm like, oh, you want the Amazon link? I got you. You want me to go fabric shopping with you? Let's do it. But some people are so, don't talk to me, peasant. I'm like,
Right. Which I find hilarious because I go like, it's the anime community. We're like sometimes the outcast of the outcast. So like if you're the king outcast, you're still outcast. Like no one outside of like here would know you. So it doesn't even make sense to try and stun on people like that. It's so odd. But
congratulations, you played yourself. Like,
right. I have to roll that into this when I do the post. I'm definitely gonna roll. Congratulations,
you played yourself. Like what?
With that though, because now you got me curious. What is it like being a person of color? I guess I really don't like using that term. I just want to say black. Being a black person. I don't like the term. I understand what it means, but I just hate saying it. So I'm just gonna say black. So, what is it like being a black cosplayer? Because I feel like being a black person in the community, I've run into issues, but definitely I don't know what it's like being a cosplayer. I've cosplayed like once or twice, and no one's gotten what I was doing because I tried to put a black spin on it, didn't work. So.
We got you. All right. So first of all, I was born black, and I can't change that.
Cool.
And then I was also born a woman, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. So it's like a double whammy of the negatives. Yeah. Like it's like a 2-punch. Like boom, boom. You
woman in black. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So you've got one hand, you've got the fetishization of, oh, you're a black woman. So there's a whole like ebony, oh, my chocolate goddess type guys.
Are people saying that to you?
Do you want the screenshot?
Are we talking like woke-ish black guy saying that to you? Yeah. Or are we talking like straight up white dude chocolate goddess saying that to you?
Nerdy Hoteps. Like, oh, my beautiful chocolate goddess, your cosplays are amazing. Oh, you ascend the heavens. I'm like, this is weird. Please stop.
All right, I'm gonna just put this out there right now for any of the nerdy Hoteps listening, bro. Like, just don't do that. It just doesn't work. Like she's telling you it doesn't work, but I feel like I can also tell you like, get to know somebody first before you start calling them like a queen and a goddess. Because sometimes they might not be a queen and a goddess. That's one thing, but two, also like just weird up front. Like, all right, so you're already worshiping me? Like that's kind of weird. Like let's get to know each other first, then start worshiping me. That's how I feel about it.
Built, okay. Hey, worship me with PayPal. Don't worship me with words. Worship me with cash. You say you talking, but I don't see the. Let me stop. But so the Eurocentric standard is that white women cosplayers are the cream of the crop. Everybody loves them. They're fantastic. They're amazing. Blah 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 blah. And so, being a black woman in this community, it's like, who gave you the right to come up into our community with your blackness and you think you can cosplay and do all this stuff?
Right.
Wow. Yeah, we can. What do you mean? Of course we can. We belong.
So how do they express that? Like, what type of vibes? Do they just straight up say that to you, or is it just giving you like nasty looks?
It's nasty looks. and it's funny because I talked about this in my panel. Mm-hmm. Because this guy came up to me and he's like, oh, there was this bat family and it was an all black bat family. There was this black woman cosplaying Catwoman and she had an afro. And so somebody went up to her and was like, where's your blonde hair?
Wow, are you serious?
Me so mad. I'm like, it is 2019. I don't know who gave you the audacity to talk to a black woman. I don't know who gave you the audacity.
But it hasn't hit the anime community. That's what I feel like.
And that's why I have my panel. That's why I strive for this so hard because, we're in this community. We've been in this community. Right. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, hood niggas like Tennessee and Naruto. and Dragon Ball Z. That's it.
Like, for real.
Hey, yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I was like, you can't forget that.
Right?
Yeah.
Socks and slides, Hennessy.
Yeah.
That's that's like half the guys here in Brooklyn.
Right.
Damn.
But that's the messed up thing about it, because I just go like, I hate when communities who usually carry people who like are outcasts or like may have been bullied before, like they end up becoming big bullies in their community. And I sometimes feel that from the anime community where
Definitely.
we like people could just be big bullies, and I just go like, first of all, I know you were bullied.
Exactly. I
So
know
why
you're
are you
bullied in
doing
high
this?
school. We saw your pictures. We scooped it,
Yeah.
and it out.
Yeah, so I find that so funny, and I feel like black people are allowed to like, we can see both of those sides, because at the end of the day, like once we leave like the anime community, we're still kind of are forced to be like regular people. Where I
Yeah.
feel like some of our other counterparts can like be anime all the time. Like I cannot be anime at Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Yeah.
Like no, you're gonna be a regular human being or whatever you want to call it. Like you might be able to showcase some of that stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to hold conversations and do all this other stuff. So I felt like we just go like, huh? You
I
guys
mean,
are being weird.
in the end, it's just sad. I mean, again, like our community is like still up and coming, like it's just starting. And like the main reason why we go to like conventions is to feel like that aura of
Inclusive.
acceptance.
Mhm.
And then like for people to actually like comment and like actually feel that way about like, well, people of color, aka black homies, that like we can't be doing this kind of ish. I mean, it's blasphemous. It's like, do you even understand what you're doing right now?
I wish they would come to me with something like that. I wish. I tell people this. I'm like, listen, you could either ignore them or you could roast them, and I like to roast people, so that's what I do. Afterwards, I'm like, ooh. I went in. That shit, I'm like, ooh, that was a little spicy. And then I read it over, and I'm like, no, they were asking for it. It's fine.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get into that. We like roasting on our podcast, so maybe that might be a panel idea in the making for us, roasting people.
Then there's the whole blackface versus non-blackface, which I don't really know why that's an issue.
Yeah.
Still, and that's so
like people not knowing that they shouldn't put back blackface on.
Yeah, it's a huge. Every like 2 or 3 months. It's a big deal. Recently, I think it was yesterday, this cosplayer was entering in a contest, and she made a black skin suit.
Yeah.
And you guys probably saw and heard about it. And she got disqualified from the competition because it's a black skin suit. It's just, it makes no sense. Like, you don't, it's very weird. And then, the argument for European cosplayers is, oh, well, we're European. We don't have racism. We didn't have slavery.
Wow.
What?
Jan.
What?
Sure, Jan.
Okay.
Or
I mean, I guess you can't count the fact that you also picked slaves up and dropped them off. Like we don't count that as contributing at all. Is that what we're not doing?
Listen, man.
I'm confused. Well, okay, sure.
My God.
Yeah. So a lot of the arguments, you're just doing that Will Smith meme, like, okay. You're just trying to figure out where their logic lies and what they're trying. And then after a while, you get so tired of fighting and saying the same thing. Like, hello, blackface is not okay. Hello, don't do it. Hello, you're being racist. And they're like, I'm not racist. Shame on you for thinking I'm racist. I have a black friend.
I hate that.
Oh, no, not the black friend.
I got one black friend. I could say that. It's like having a white person, like, having a white friend. Oh, I can call you guys crackers because I got one white friend. Like, what's wrong with you? No,
it doesn't work like that.
It works. Like how? Like we can't go and call them mayonnaise faces. That's terrible.
I'm not gonna lie though.
No.
Stop.
I might have to call him a mayonnaise face now after learning. That is now my new. Hey man, fuck you, white person. Fuck you, racist white person. Mayonnaise face.
I got one white friend. It's okay. We're friends.
Oh my god, that's in the list.
Oh no.
What have I done?
That's got to be in the offensive list now. Mayonnaise face. Oh
I
god.
guess, oh no.
We're off track.
Yeah, we are. That's how these go. That's how these go. Yeah. I guess to bring it back to cosplay. Let's talk about your first ever cosplay. So, what did you cosplay as first, and then how did that experience go for you?
I cosplayed Batman Beyond.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Terry McGinnis's Batman, I think, is my favorite superhero or anti-hero, whatever you want to call him.
Sure.
Did
you see the Joker?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Hold that for a minute.
No comments.
Hold that for yeah, I love Batman Beyond. I always have. And
it was a great show.
And it was cool because it was my two best friends. We were like Bat family, so we had me as Batman Beyond, we had a Nightwing, and we had Red Hood.
Oh, it's cold. I want to be Red Hood.
Oh my goodness.
Red Hood is cold.
We each were running around trying to buy pieces. So I bought a Zentai suit. No, a unitard off Amazon. Stenciled the bat symbol on the chest. Got the Zentai mask head thing and cut like pieces of. Oh, I don't remember what you call it. You use it for like embroidery and put it to make eyes, and then I made ears out of like cardboard or something, and it looked cool, but the mask was suffocating me, so I couldn't wear it most of the day.
Oh,
so but a bunch of little kids came up to me and wanted to take my picture.
That feels so good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My heart was swimming, and you know what? It was a bunch of little girls. I think that's what made it.
Wow.
That's the icing on the cake.
Like for real.
Or some people would say the mayonnaise on the face. Oh god, that was too good, man. I can't let that one go.
MGG, stop, bro.
Oh my
god.
I can't let that one go, guys. Sorry.
Oh no.
That's my last one for this section of the interview.
You got out Mr. Bad Guy, bro. You gotta stop.
The mayonnaise on the face.
Oh no.
So, I think that also answered what your favorite character to cosplay was, I'm guessing.
No, it's over the years it's changed.
Okay.
It's definitely changed for different reasons. I really liked San from Princess Mononoke, mainly because it was like a bit of a sewing project and a bit of a crafting project. Mm-hmm. And when I first made it, I made everything exactly like the anime, like the movie.
Yeah.
And then, with time, pieces broke off. I lost this. I couldn't find this. And then I started like incorporating bits and pieces into my own. So I would, I had a feather necklace, so I would add that, or like put feathers in my hair. I used my Uggs definitely my favorite part was I took a blanket, a very nice, warm, fluffy blanket from Home Goods, and I made it into a cape.
Oh.
The best idea, because it gets cold, and when you leave the convention, you just wrap up and that's it. You're good.
Nice. There you go.
So for a while, that was my favorite. Just from creativity and like doing all sorts of crazy stuff with it was fun to do. And yeah, I think right now Darla is my favorite, just because the shoes light up. Like it's so ridiculous, but it's so much fun.
Okay. All right, we got way too many questions here, so I'm gonna skip around to the most interesting ones. Yeah, this one I think interests me just because it interests me about the cosplay community. But one, are you the type of cosplayer that like transforms into your character when you wear the cosplay? And then like the follow-up question to that is, if you are, if you're not, how do you feel about those that do that?
I'm not typically, unless it is a character that I closely relate to. So Darla is the best example. I mean, did you guys see the Shazam movie?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Darla is the one who ends up getting played by Megan Fox, right? Not Megan Fox, Megan Good, sorry, when she transforms.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, she had like big pigtails and glasses. That's what I looked like as a kid. So I saw her on screen and I'm like, that's me. I'm like, oh my God, she's so cute. That's literally me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I just want to be the best little sister and good. I'm like, that's me. So when she transforms, and she went up to Santa Claus. She was like, I was really good this year. I was just cracking up because that's something I would say. So sometimes I was wearing Darla on Sunday at New York Comic Con, and I was just goofing off and like running around circles and like messing around with people. And I also look like I'm 12. So hand in hand. It was hand in hand. For photos, yeah, I'll pose a little different, or if I'm like a strong-minded character or like an evil character, I'll make like different faces to fit, so the photos come out really good. But then after the photos, I'm same goofy person messing around, trying to get pizza. But the people who are in character, I give them kudos because I can't do it. It's really cool to see. Like some of my friends will be really in character and it fits their personality, so it's hilarious to see them.
Gotcha. Okay. Other one would be, are there any cosplays that you're tired of seeing?
Ooh, that's a heated question.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to get that loaded. I'll like save you on this one and just say like this question came from the fact that like I can almost predict what everyone is gonna cosplay as based off of like certain things that happen in the anime community, right? Yeah, so like we're about to see hella Demon Slayer cosplays. I haven't been to any conventions yet, but I guarantee next year I'm about to see Tanjiro's out the ass. I'm about to see Nezuko's out the ass.
Oh yeah.
It's just like whatever the hot anime was that season, like when Boku no Hero got hot, man, it was so many Dekus everywhere. Like I just was like,
blood.
Okay, so like that's the only thing.
I'll speak on it. So when Suicide Squad came out, each day of New York Comic Con, my friend and I had a Harley Quinn count.
Yeah.
And it was like 1 point if it's a Harley Quinn, 2 points if it's a gender bent Harley Quinn, and 3 points if it's like a baby Harley Quinn, like a little kid.
Okay.
Like the first day we were at 75. Like
damn.
It was just crazy.
Damn.
And so, like, it was just tiring and weird, especially when you put like 6-year-olds in fishnets. I'm like, this is weird. This is too
yeah.
Now,
I might just do a robo version every time I know there's like gonna be a hot thing. Like I might do a robo Tanjiro, just like fuck shit up. I don't know why that just came to my mind. I was like, I wonder if I just could counterbalance it by doing like something totally off kilter with the character. Like, oh, I'm just gonna be Robo Tanjiro now. Like that's it. That's the twist.
The thing with like popular anime, popular comics, it's okay if somebody does an artist representation or changes it up a bit. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Demon Slayer. I'm gonna do Nezuko as a Demon Slayer because I saw this fan art and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I love this fan art. So I talked to the artist and they're like, yeah, go ahead. It sounds cool and everything. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. But everybody's gonna be walking around with a weird bamboo stick in their mouth, and I'm gonna be like, you guys. All right. And yeah, there were a lot. There was tons of Tanjiros, tons of I can't pronounce his name. Scaredy boy, French fry scaredy boy.
Zenitsu.
Zenitsu.
Right, Zenitsu. Not as many pig boy.
Yeah, people don't want to show their chest like that. They not ready for that.
Facts.
No.
I mean, I don't have the best chest, but shoot, I might go ahead as Boarhead Buddy. I like him. He's cold.
And Boarhead Buddy, Spider Ham. No, wrong world. Wrong universe. But yeah, there's. I mean, there's. But the thing is, there were a lot of really good animes this year.
Yeah,
True.
there was.
We had a lot.
Oh, you're trying to segue too early into the discussion topic.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
You got it. We're gonna ask that. It's coming.
Okay, backtrack. What's the next question?
No
next
problem. Jugga, do you got one before we move on to the next section?
Nah, we hit this pretty good. Actually, out of curiosity, I am curious where would be your dream location to cosplay at? I was thinking about that one. Like literally like anywhere in the world, whether it be like jungle, desert, some kind of tropic or beach. Like where would be like your dream location to cosplay in?
Whew, that's hard. Wow, that's really hard. My first thought was a rainforest.
Okay.
Because I thought that'd be really cool. Somewhere tropical. I'm a tropical person. Somewhere tropical. Yeah, a rainforest.
The West Indies. It's coming together.
When I read the question, I thought you meant like where would I want to attend a convention? And so after that, I'm like, oh, I would love to go to Anime Con in Barbados, which celebrated its 10th year this year.
Wow.
So that's like a dream con I want to go to.
There's a convention in Barbados?
Yeah, man.
Hey, we might have to talk to our CFO or something. I don't know. Figure out how we can get that out there.
For real.
But I think maybe a rainforest would be cool. I know some people do underwater shoots, and that's a bit.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't have the lung capacity for that. So,
Wow.
a rainforest is just good enough. With the little froggies and monkey swinging or something. Yeah. Rainforest.
Get that nature feel. Okay. I hear you.
All right, cool. On to the next section. So every time we do an interview, we like to bring the guest on and have them tell us a funny or interesting story. We call it story time. It comes from like our regular podcast. We always do a story time, so we love to hear other people's interesting stories. So what story do you have for us today, Vanta?
Stories. Let me think. What? Does it have to be funny? I'm trying to I have a lot of crazy moments. I got like a little. Can I do like little snippets?
Okay, sure.
All right, snippet number 1. 2 days before New York Comic Con, my mask for Princess Mononoke broke.
Oh, wow.
I spent like 3 hours working on it the night before. I was like, good, it's primed, it's set, we're set, it's gonna be great. Came home, it was cracked in half.
How did that even happen?
I just laughed.
Wow. If that was an anime, that would be the sign right there. Like, all right. That's the death flag right there.
That's the flag.
I was like, all right, let's just keep it going. Other hilarious moments. I've done Poison Ivy a couple of times, and this year was the first time I painted myself green.
Oh.
And it was late at night, maybe like 11. I painted my torso and arms green and had wig on, contacts, did the whole test and everything. And like I came out the bathroom and I scared the living daylights out of my mom. Like she was asleep, and I just walked over and she jumped through the roof. I felt so bad. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I guess that means that cosplay was fire, though. That's what that sounds like to me.
Probably. The other crazy moments. I've glued stuff onto me while walking. Articuno, I literally left a trail of feathers everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So much that my friends knew where I was from the feathers.
No way. They actually tracked you.
Yup, they could have tracked me. People still have feathers in their luggage. Someone showed me their suitcase recently, and they're like, "Do you remember your feathers? Because I still got one."
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think. I'm like trying to think of like a really funny moment. I've had so many ridiculous instances, like stuff falling, stuff breaking, or like guys coming up to me and like trying to talk to me and just like it being so awkward and weird.
I gotta hear the game. What games are they spinning? What's the in-person game look like at these conventions? Because I've never had the courage to do that. Plus now I am engaged, so I'm never doing that. But but I'm definitely curious as to what game the youngins are spitting out there nowadays.
Are wild. So this was when I was Poison Ivy, and I'm 5'4", and so I guess every guy thought it would be cool to pick me up and take a picture.
What? Just randomly without asking your permission?
No, they asked.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't let that happen. No.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
New York is crazy, man. But they would so there was like a line of 5 guys who just wanted to pick me up and pose holding the girl who's covered in green paint. It's just
Oh.
Some niggas get their rocks off in some weird ways.
Clearly. That's another one recently. That was the Nubian goddess. This guy's like, my Nubian goddess. I'm like, I don't belong to you.
Said it like that? What? Yo, I really want to infiltrate the anime Hoteps out there. If there's any anime Hoteps listening, let me join y'all community because I'm so curious to see how y'all navigate. This is hilarious to me. Like, I don't see this when I go to cons. Like, I really want to see the people out there spinning game because I don't see this at all.
Hey, here's the best one. I was talking to this guy. We're dating back and forth, blah, blah, blah. This guy who I've seen at parties, he's talking to me randomly. I am not interested. I made it very clear I'm not interested. Messaged me one day. He was like, oh, you're really cute. I want to take you out sometime. I'm like, thank you, but no. Okay, all right. I'll see you later then.
Okay. That sounds stalkerish.
So then a few weeks later, he did the same thing. He was like, oh, I would love to take you out, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, oh, you didn't say that 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Really?
Look, if you put him in the friend zone, I would, or if you let him on, I would maybe understand that. But yeah, from what you're saying, you did not. I don't speak. You can't get mad, bro.
No, I don't speak to him. I don't want to know him. Like, I see him, I turn it's, some of it is so, it's weird. It's weird. And I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this. People are like, just give the guy a chance.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think he's probably going to listen to this because he sounds like probably a fan. So he will listen to this. And then, like, because I may or may not have been in his shoes before in, like, my high school years with girls. So it's like, that's the, like, he's probably going to listen to this and through his head, he's going to go, like, maybe she's talking about me. This sounds a lot like me. But then he's going to go, nah, it's probably somebody else.
No, can't be me. I'm golden.
And then he'll try again.
And then he'll try again. MagFest was hilarious. MagFest, it was two of my friends came up to me. They're like, yo, we're going to MagFest. I'm like, guys, it's 11 o'clock at night. We're not going to MagFest. They're like, yo, let's get some gas in the car. We're going to MagFest. I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to MagFest. I drove 4 hours straight in the dark.
Wow.
To MagFest. We parked the car, went into the convention hall. I think we left the convention center at like 4, went to the hotel, slept for 2 hours, did it all over again. Yo, that weekend was wild. So I had a great time. It was so much fun, and it was my friend's 25th birthday. I hope she hears this because she was wilding out, but I had the best time. So she knows who she is. Shout out to her. She was definitely wilding out. I got it all on camera. She knows. That weekend was just so funny. The fact that I'm like, I'm not going to Max Fest. Well, I don't feel like going. Nah, guys, nah. And they're like, no, we going. Come on, get in. I'm like, okay, guess we're going. So then I show up there and everyone's like, yo, you said you weren't coming. What are you doing here? I'm like, let's just drink. Let's just drink. Yeah, so many ridiculous, spontaneous moments have happened. Guys have asked me for OnlyFans. Guys have asked me to send them nudes.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I have to put the Russell Westbrook at that moment, bro. Really?
Yeah.
Like, see, here's why I'm so blown. Like, I just gotta put out there because I hear this, but I never see it. Like, I hear all like women talk about it all the time. Like, anime women always go like, yeah, these guys are like really aggressive or like very touchy when it comes to cosplayers and all this other stuff. And I just go, damn, nerds are that bold? Like, I've never seen it. Like, but I'm hearing these stories and I go like, wow, it's real.
Yeah. I was dating this guy and this other, mind you, this guy is another person who is relatively famous. Mm-hmm. I saw them and my friend was looking for him. And so I went up to him. I was like, yo, so-and-so is looking for you. And they came up and they put their hand on me. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Exactly. And the thing is, the guy I'm talking to is right there.
Wow, what?
I was like, you're bold. Yeah, you, listen, the amount then, and you can see this comment on my page. I will send y'all the link. I'll send you the screenshot. I cosplayed as Rin Tosaka for a party, and there was, I forget. There was, who is it? Is it her Archer? Yeah. Yeah, it's her Archer. And so there was this guy cosplaying as Archer. So he picked me up and took a picture because, they're always together, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
This guy was like, oh, this makes me so mad. I'm like, can I help you? He goes, oh, black women are always with these white guys. They never date a brother.
What's up with these Hoteps, bro? Let me in the community.
But here's what made me laugh. I just took a picture with the guy because he had the cosplay. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, anime Hoteps, man, let me be the leader. I will steer the community in the right direction in 2020.
It was the weirdest experience of my life. I messaged him. I'm like, my guy, I don't know him. I just took the picture with him. Don't jump to conclusions like that. You look stupid. What you look like out here? Like, there are 4 clowns in this picture and you're in it.
Wow. All right. Those stories were solid. Wow. I can't continue. But I will say, it sounded like a lot of guys had some mayonnaise on their face. Just had to get one more in there.
Is that their clown paint?
Hey, man.
No, dude.
So just to get into the discussion topic. So like you alluded to earlier, a lot of good animes came out this year, right? And I felt like the community was saying some big things about a lot of these anime. So we had a previous discussion on our podcast about what we think the summer big 3 is. So, Dr. Stone came out, Demon Slayer came out, Fire Force came out. Those are all pretty good. I'm going to kind of extend this past the summer and just talk about the year as a whole. But what would you say was like this year's anime big 3 for you? And why?
Dr. Stone.
Okay.
Which I have to wait. I got to wait like a while so I can binge all of it.
Yeah.
Because I talk about it all the time, but I'm a scientist, like in real life. And so
cool. We got a physics teacher on our side. I don't know if that's
Science club.
disrespecting you by saying. Oh, uh-oh. Something happened with
What?
my internet.
Oh no. You got it? Is it working? Can we?
Yeah, MGG, you there, bro? Oh, snap.
Is he in the shadow realm? Like,
Hold on. Let me try and figure this out real quick. Ooh, that was wrong.
You guys got me?
yo.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
Cool. Sorry, my internet was doing weird things.
That's okay.
Where were you at?
We were talking about the big three and how I said I'm a scientist, so that's why Dr. Stone is really close to me. That's also
Okay.
why a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like the top of my list in general.
Hey.
I've got the Full Metal as my screensaver. Like it's a whole thing. But anyway, I digress. Demon Slayer, I don't know. I've been telling everybody, I'm like, watch Demon Slayer. It's pretty good. Like it's got a good story. The art style, I think that's what I like a lot. The art style, the animation of like the breathing and seeing how their swords like do all the cool wave movements. I just love that. I think it's absolutely hilarious that the villain is Michael Jackson. I don't even know.
100% smooth criminal.
Like,
Sure.
Annie, are you okay? Like, that's so funny. It's just funny.
I love to like think of like that scene where he meets those two guys in the alleyway and he does that like kick. I just immediately feel like Michael Jackson when he does. I'm just like I just imagine him snapping his hands and just going like and just like kicking it into the air, like with the head motion and everything. Like
exactly. Yes. All the way yes. And not gonna lie, so I don't like this anime because its fans are annoying. It's very slow, but I will say Attack on Titan season was pretty good this summer.
okay. So you liked it? Was this the Kenny stuff?
This was the Taking Back Santa Maria, whatever the wall is called. I don't.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the final fight against the Armor and Colossal Titan. Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
Armor Colossal Titan craziness. And big spoiler, Armin becomes a Titan. Like all of that explanation of everything. Like this season was action packed and not a lot of filler. And even if there was filler, at least the filler progressed the story. So I was looking forward to it every week. I wasn't bored.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad Attack on Titan's been holding it out this whole time because usually there's a dip. I felt like there's a dip as a manga reader, but it seems like each of the anime seasons have been solid so far.
Yeah.
Like people have really liked them. So.
And people don't like it, but I really like Black Clover.
Oh, hey, welcome to the club. I like Black Clover as well. It's solid.
It's solid. So it did what Naruto did when we were younger. Because Naruto was
pretty much.
He was screaming too much. He was annoying. No one wanted to deal with him, and that's the way Asta was. But as the show progressed, Asta has grown. Is still annoying, but whatever. And there's so many solid characters. Vanessa, it goes through her whole arc and her whole backstory, and you as you're learning about each character, you're like, damn, that's why they're like that. Damn, I can relate. I understand. I bottle up my emotions too. Like, and it has such pure moments there. What's his name? Fugelion says, being weak isn't the problem. Staying weak is.
Yeah.
And
that's solid.
Yeah.
That scene changed my life. That scene wholeheartedly changed my life because, and I say that all the time. I'll like say it at work, and people are like, "Yeah, that's really inspiring."
Pick up Black Clover, son.
Yeah, no, he's good. That like line reminds me of something Kenpachi said in one of those filler arcs about being weak too. But yeah, I think Black Clover it really is the closest of all these anime to giving us the vibes of like the big three, but trying to do it right at the same time because it has like that action of Naruto and like the kind of like the plot as well. But I get like a lot of Bleach vibes from it too, with like the whole captains
Yeah.
and like the power structure. So and like how kind of like the different races of the world. Like I like that as well.
True.
So there's like a lot of good shit about Black Clover. Like I think people sleep on it because of that whole thing that happened in the beginning with the Loud first episode. But
Right.
it's really a solid show.
Yeah.
Just gotta dissect.
All right. So that's your big three. So I got Doctor Stone, Attack on Titan, and Black Clover.
Black Clover, yeah.
Yeah.
Solid. Okay, cool. Solid choices. You get the stamp of approval. Not saying that we're the authority, but you know, I still like to just give out stamps anyway. So.
I got a stamp.
Good on
Okay. Let's move on to the game time. Would you do that cosplay Demon Slayer edition?
All right, let's go.
So we're just gonna shoot out some Demon Slayer characters, and we want to hear yes or no. Would you do that cosplay? And then you can give us a little brief on why or why not. Obviously, I'm not gonna use Nezuko because you already said you were planning on doing one.
Yep.
I'm gonna go, and we'll piggyback back and forth, Jugga. But I'll go. Who's an obscure character? Yeah, I'm gonna be obscure with it. So I go. You finished the first season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when they went to like the last few episodes, when they go fight the Thread demons or whatever, that guy that was still alive, that one dude that was still alive and happened to stay alive through the end of like the arc or whatever, and then he showed up a little bit in the filler. That guy, would you cosplay as him? I don't even know his name, but I think you might know who I'm talking about.
The spider people?
Yeah. So they fought the spider people, right? But then when Tanjiro and all them rolled up, there's like one soldier that like managed to not get threaded up, and he was just all scary and stuff. And then he kind of like protected, like they followed him through the rest of that arc, so he like survived at the end. But him, would you cosplay as him?
Nah. No.
Okay.
Man, he's lame. He's lame.
All right, Jugga, you got one?
No, my bad. I had to deal with some technical issues real quick.
Oh.
But no, what I got is would you be the pillar, Kujuko? I think no, that's not how you pronounce her name. My apologies. Would you be the poison pillar?
The poison pillar? Snaky boy?
No. The poison Hashira. Shinobu. There it is. My bad.
Yes. The one with the butterfly wings.
Yes, the one. Yeah, that was all about poison. I just liked her design and was just like always about it. I was just curious, like as a cosplayer, would you agree or did you not like anything about it?
I love it. I will say the Hashiras are probably my favorite part of the anime so far because I like how their Haori and their whole design of their whole aesthetic matches their personality.
Right.
Like Nobu, you like I'm from like an artist sense, if you look at the way her eyes are and how she does her hair and the way she just flows like a butterfly.
Yep.
And then
go ahead, sorry.
And if you look at her sister used to wear that I say it wrong, her Haori.
Okay.
Her sister used to wear that one, so I guess it was like passed down to her. But her sister was like very graceful and light. And then in that like really short snippet, you see that Shinobu was kind of fiery. So I guess like when her sister passed away, she kind of like became like a looser spirit. Like she calmed down a bit. So I like to see it's like little pieces. That's why the anime is pretty good because there's like little pieces of people's personality that stick out.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
And like the other thing that I liked about Shinobu that came to mind when you were talking was in her first when she first like appears. I think she was like dodging attacks from the demon, but if you see it, like her hands are tucked in.
Yep.
And like her robe flows exactly like a butterfly. I was like, oh, that's like a nice little touch. I see what you guys did there, so fuck with that.
I see what you did there.
For mine, second one, I would go. Let's leave the Hashiras alone because I feel like a lot of those would be yeses.
Yeah.
Let's go demons. What about the Tamari demon? The chick with the balls that was kicking shit around. What about her?
Nah.
Dang. I think I cosplay as her. She looks swole. I like that.
She looks swole. I'm with it. That's funny. You're funny.
Thanks. Jugga, how about you? What do you got?
Me, my next one is going to be, would you ever be like one of the Demon Slayer's sword makers with like the with like the masks?
Ooh. Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. The goblin masks are really funny. So yeah, I would.
Okay.
Okay. In the last round, I was saving this one. Would you cosplay as Zenitsu?
Yellow is my favorite color.
Oh.
So at first I couldn't stand him because he was just so cowardly and weak and annoying.
Dang. We should have had that other discussion then. This would have been interesting.
And
Oh well.
he falls asleep and he's awesome. So it's like,
Yeah.
I would wear his Haori, but I want to do a full out cosplay.
Got it.
Well, okay, let me put it like this then. If you had to choose between, well, for lack of a better terms, the male version or the female, at least appearance version of Muzan, which one would you choose to cosplay as?
Do I want to be Michael Jackson or do I want to be a woman?
Yeah.
Hey, they're both good choices if you ask
That's
me.
solid. That's a solid one.
I am a convenient cosplayer as well, and frugal is the way I like to go. And I already have a black kimono, so I would do the female version.
Well, all right.
All right.
All right. So yeah, that's all we have. I want to thank you again for being on with us. We truly appreciate it.
This was so much fun.
Oh yeah, we try to make it fun. We want to make sure whoever comes on leaves and goes like, "Oh, that was fun. I'll do it again." Because we'll probably ask you to do it again. So either way, just let our audience know where they can find you. If there's any cons you got coming up you want to shout out as well, just let the people know.
Yeah. So Anime NYC here in New York at the Javits Center, November 15th to the 17th. I will be there. I'm hosting my panel about using Afrocentric hair in the cosplay community on the 15th at 5:30 to 4:30. We're going to have a little bit of a demonstration, hopefully a giveaway. Ow, ow. You guys can find me on Twitter talking about people who are blackfacing and why they shouldn't do it. Screaming into the void about my props not working or falling apart, and trying to learn how to sew as much as I can. So same thing on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, VantaBlackCosplay. You guys can message me, you can DM me, you can shoot me emails, you can send me carrier pigeons, whatever you like, whatever method of communication. I'll answer, even if I don't answer immediately. I will most likely answer 2 or 3 days. It may be at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I will answer you.
Okay. Bet.
All right.
Thanks again, and thanks for giving me one of the greatest terms ever. Mayonnaise face. I'm tempted to name the interview this, but I won't.
Please don't.
But we might have a future upcoming episode of the podcast named Mayonnaise face. That was too great. It's in my Rolodex of words now. I'm sorry.
Oh. Is that a new insult? Like you get real heated. You mayonnaise face.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that is my intention of using it. Is just like, wow, you mayonnaise face motherfucker. Like that. Yeah. It rolls off the tongue.
It just rolls.
But anyways, thanks again for being on. We appreciate it. Hope to have you on in the future again.
You guys
thank you very much.
And see you in some cons with the Anime Hoteps. Next time you meet an Anime Hotep, please let them know I'm running 2020. I'm running for the head of the Anime Hoteps, and I want to change things.
Are you gonna be like the pharaoh? Like,
yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, but I think we need some guidance in that community. What's going on, Anime Hoteps? Just reach out to me. Please. No.
Oh goodness.
Anime Hotep. That's too.
Wow. That's MGG. That's our press, ladies and gentlemen.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. See you guys later. We're out.
Later.
Deuces.